Never Have I Ever is back for its fourth and final season on Netflix, so let's see if this show is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Netflix. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. So this is the final season of Never Have I Ever, and I absolutely loved this show. This is one of my favorite shows on Netflix right now. And the problem with Netflix is they just randomly cancel shows and you don't have a conclusion to a show that you maybe really loved. Here in this case, we get a conclusion, we wrap up a lot of storylines, and we have a very satisfying conclusion to this show, which I'm really happy about. I'm glad that they weren't going to try to continue it and then have it randomly canceled just because of no reason. So I love that we have a solid ending to this show. It's senior year, and Devi and her friends are all trying to get into college and juggle relationships along the way. Typical high school realistic moments. And that's what I still love about this show. Tone continues throughout all four seasons. All four seasons feel absolutely the same with its tone as it focuses on academics and relationships as well, and just exploring really who you are. And it's more mature this time around as we see them getting closer to college and juggling applications and essays and picking what college you want to choose from and juggling relationships as well. And the show does a lot with 10 episodes, but really still develops these characters. There's a lot of relationships within here. It's Devi and Ben and their struggling relationship, or Paxton as well, and Devi's mother. There's a lot of relationships that go on throughout these episodes, and I never felt like one relationship was poorly developed. Yes, there are relationships that have a lot more screen time than others, obviously Devi and relationships that she's in, and then there are some smaller relationships that don't feel as developed, but they still feel like a significant part to the show. And I love that because we get to see the different aspects to the show and the characters blossom throughout, and understanding of their relationship and connecting with them and making each moment feel very personal. I love the relationship between Trent and Eleanor. It's up and down, but it's absolutely sweet. And the relationships that we do see explored in here just warms your heart, and some of them you're just absolutely rooting for and you're just cheering that on, and we see the very charming moments within the series, and then other ones you're questioning and you want to end so other relationships can kind of take over. But I was surprised with the amount of relationships left and right for different people, and the amount of development we did get for them. But since it is senior year, you do feel that stress coming from the characters as they are gearing up towards prom and college and all the acceptance letters coming in. You do feel that stress coming from the show, and you feel for some of these characters as they are starting to let their emotions kind of take control, and they're either arguing with friends or cutting people off. The way that they handle everything going on in a senior year is believable. It's realistic, thinking back to my senior year, and a lot of things that just go on towards the end of the year just piles on top of you. I think that the show has always managed to be realistic in how they handle Devi and Fabiola and Eleanor and college and exploring campuses as well. You can see the drive to get into these colleges, but also that stress is really taking over and challenging a lot of relationships in here. They do bring back Paxton. I do think that season 3 wrapped up him pretty well as he was graduating and off to college. They bring him back in a very interesting way. And the way that they bring him back at first feels like just to have him there and maybe complicate things. But he has some of the best storylines in season 4 as we really see this character flourish and mature along the way, and him finding his own place and figuring out who he really is. So I like what they did with Paxton here. Ben, he has a lot to do as well, in complicated relationship with Devi. Her mother storyline is strong once again. Her friends, everybody has a really decent story in here, and it feels like it's part of this conclusion, and everybody has a chance to have a wrapped up storyline. And there's a lot of emotions in here. There are very personal scenes as we still connect to Devi's father. We never forget that, and we understand the importance of that and how it has shaped Devi. And there are times where they do approach that in a very emotional, personal way, and it adds so much depth to this character as she has to look at herself and realize, you know, Devi is self-centered at times, and her friends are trying to help her along the way. But when we peel back this character and look more at like her relationship with her father, we get a better understanding of who she is, especially within season 4. This was a solid season. I really do enjoy each season in their own way. They all feel very connected with the tone and the storylines as well, and they build off of each other very well. John McEnroe once again does a fabulous job as the narrator. It's funny, it's relatable, it's realistic. This is a amazing show. If you have not watched Never Have I Ever, I highly recommend checking it out. The 4th season wrapped up this series very well, giving us very emotional scenes for these characters as they head off to college. They're facing their future and who they want to be, and then seeing relationships develop in very charming, heartwarming ways. And other ones you just kind of want to see fail. But overall, this show was beautiful. I loved it. It is a guilty pleasure of mine. It is one of my favorite shows on Netflix. So before I give you my score for Never Have I Ever Season 4, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Never Have I Ever Season 4 an A. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Never Have I Ever Season 4, the final season on Netflix. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.